for exercise 1 in chapter 4, we're going to begin to be creating 3D models as opposed to just 2D sketches. So to do this, I'm going to start by going to new part. We're going to call this EX4-1, and I'll go ahead and make sure it says part and say OK. Now the difference here is I've got planes that I need to select, and then once I select the plane, then I'm going to create a sketch. So for this first one here, what I want to do is I want to work off the front plane, which is this. The view that these planes are in is something called trimetric, which is almost like isometric but at a slightly different angle. So I'm going to click on front and then click sketch. That's going to put a sketch plane right on that front plane for me. So then I'm going to click this button right here, which is sketch view. This button right here is going to be your favorite button in the entire program, because if you accidentally turn your view or lose your view, this sketch view button is the button that you're going to click to get it back. So I clicked on that, and now I'm flat to this view and I can begin to draw this object. And nothing is really different as far as this is concerned. I'm going to continue to use the same philosophy that I've used on everything else. I'm going to draw my first 2 lines, and then I'm going to dimension them so that I have a sense of the scale. So this line here should be 45. This line here should be 20. Now with those first 2 lines, see, I just accidentally orbited a little bit. Click the button and it goes back to flat. If you're using a wheel mouse that has a left and right tilt on the mouse, sometimes it's pretty difficult to actually get the pan that you're looking for. So just make sure you hit shift when you try to do the panning. So now I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm just going to draw the rest of this shape in. So I'll go back to my line command. This line segment is going to be equal to the previous one. This one is going to be the same length as the original. The vertical lines here are actually the same length at 45 as the original also. Then I'm just going to draw this straight up and straight over. And I'll go back over here, draw this so that I get the equal length, and come up to here. Now I want to put an equal length on this line and this line, so now everything is symmetrical. This dimension here needs to be 175. So let me double click it and change that to 175. This dimension is 90. This dimension is 150. And then we've already got the 45 and the 20 in. So I have no other dimensions that I need. So at this point, I can say OK. All OK means is that I'm done working with this particular sketch. So I click OK. And now it takes me out of the sketch. If I need to go back and fix something in the sketch, I can come over here where it says Sketch 1, right click, Edit Definition, and it takes me right back into the sketch. I'm done with the sketch. One thing that you do want to check before you finish any sketch is it should always be shaded. So the check for you to do is it shaded, yes or no? Obviously your answer needs to be yes. Are there any weak dimensions? If you have a weak dimension, that means you're missing a dimension somewhere else, so make sure all your dimensions are strong. If you see a red dot somewhere, like for example, if I delete that line, I get 2 red dots. Those red dots indicate that I have open-ended geometry. You want to make sure that you have no red dots on here either. Everything needs to be closed, clean, and precise to make the 3D models. So at this point I can say OK, and I'm going to orbit this thing a little bit just so that I can see it a little bit better, and then I'm going to go to extrude, and it's automatically going to pick my profile, and my dimension for the extrusion in this case is 40. So I can go ahead and hit my checkbox, and there I've got that first object done. So we're going to be using the extrude command for any rectangular type or box type shapes, such as this one and many of the other geometric shapes that we'll be dealing with. But at this point, this exercise is complete and you can go ahead and turn it in.